What's up, fam? Okay, look, before I get started today, I want to tell y'all something about my day today. Okay, so around lunchtime, my wife came to the business and she picked me up for lunch and we went ate at this little Greek restaurant, and the little Greek restaurant it sits right off the highway. So as we pull up to the restaurant, we see this young lady at the bus stop, and she got, all her kids with her, and they like stair steppers. I think the youngest one is about 3 or 4, you know. So we see the young lady, we speak to the young lady, and we go in the business and sit down and eat. Now we sat in this restaurant and ate for about an hour and something, cause my wife, she a real slow eater. She eats real slow. So as we in the restaurant eating, and I'm right by a window seat, I can actually see outside and still see this young lady standing at the bus stop. And I see buses come up. She walk up to the bus and she tell the bus driver something, and the bus closed, finished going on their way. So I'm like, well, maybe she waiting on a shuttle or something, or a different bus or something, and I see this happen about, 2 times. So we end up getting distracted, so I end up stop paying attention out there for a while. So closing the meal, we almost finished eating, getting ready to pay the bill. And it dawns on me to look back out and see if the young lady's still out there. And the young lady is still standing out there. Now today, it's pretty hot out there. We wrap up the meal and pay our bill and we walk outside. As we walking outside, something hit my heart and told me to tell my wife to go see, what's going on with the young lady or whatever like that. And my wife walks over to the young lady, and at this time, I'm sitting in the car waiting on the verdict from my wife. And her and my wife talk for a little while. Then I see her come and walk back with her and the kids and my wife walking back to the car. As my wife get in the car, she begins to tell me, she like, this young lady lost her bus pass. And down here, you could get week bus passes, month bus passes. She had a monthly bus pass, and she lost her bus pass, and she don't have no money to ride the bus. So my wife said, we're going to give her a ride home. So as we ride and taking her home, and see, my wife love kids. So my wife get to playing with the kids and asking the young lady how old is her kids, and she tell my wife, and my wife and her begins to talk more. So I find a lot out about the young lady. Her mother been strung out on drugs since she was a little baby. She went stayed with the grandmother. She graduated high school and she went to college, and in college her grandmother passed away. She ended up getting with an older man, and that's who all of her kids for. They're for the same man, and he was killed in 2020. So by the time she tells us all this, we pulling up at our house. And as we pull up at our house, she tells us we can come in. So, we didn't want to be rude. We stepped in for a minute, and immediately she goes and get, her high school diploma. She shows me all kind of college awards and achievements that she has. She's a wonderful writer. She didn't finish college because her grandmother passed away, so she had to drop out. And, immediately I recognized that this young lady was the real deal. But to kind of wrap this up a bit, my wife ended up seeing this and noticing this too. So my wife says, baby, we have to help her. I don't want to tell you all the young lady business or whatever, because I'm not doing this for praise or nothing like that. So my wife ended up putting her and the kids back in the car, and we did as much for one person as you could do in one day, and what I'm saying, everybody's heart is not like mine. Everybody don't have a will to help people. And some people want to help, they just not financially able. But what I'm saying, for those of you who want to help, even if it's just $1, every penny will go straight to this young lady because she is brilliant, and she just had hard luck. And this is not something I'm asking anyone to do. I said, if you would like to donate $1 to this young lady, do so. Now, we're going to pick the story up the day I got out the infirmary. So I heads back to the tier. I get back in the tier, and all my dogs spot me immediately. They, oh, gee, baby, bitch, what up? What up? They hugging me. I'm still sore. I'm still wrapped up. They hugging me and shit and dapping me down. But I noticed I'm seeing all kind of fucking new faces in this motherfucker. Now, keep in mind, I ain't been gone but for about a week and something, and we got all these new fucking motherfucking inmates. So my homies get to telling me about everything that's been going on, and they tell me about the glitter game. The glitter game, well, the glitter contest. The glitter contest is where the queens, they've been going on a rampage. Now, they going from cell to cell, all the new inmates, and they'll go in the cell and they'll say, suck or fuck. They on some stupid shit, making the inmates choose suck they dick or get fucked, or fuck them. One of the two. That's the only choices you got. And if you don't choose one of those, they gonna make you suck and they gonna fuck you. And they've been doing this while I've been gone. So now I'm back in the cell for about 3 hours. Then I see Cupcake. Remember I told you they all got names like the dessert. Cupcake at one of the new inmate cells, suck or fuck. And the new inmate like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, I'll stretch one of y'all motherfuckers out with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And Cupcake politely walks the fuck back off, goes up the stairs, and tell Queen Sugar and them and the rest of the Queen team what the verdict was. Now, Cupcake goes in the cell and they talking for a little while. Then all of a sudden, you see them all come out and stand on the balcony of the till, and they just staring down at the cell, at the cell where the new inmate at. And after a while, they making their way downstairs, heading straight for the new inmate cell. As they get halfway to the cell, they don't stop and they runs the fuck up in the motherfucking cell. And you see the new dude, other cellmates come running out the cell. So you already know everybody making their way to see what's going on. So as we all get up to the cell, all we see, bitch, it's sucker fuck. Grab that little skinny. We getting in that motherfucker. And the new inmate, he already on his knees in the bed, balled up. Come here. So they pulls his legs from under him. Now he flat on his stomach, and they still beating his ass. Lay your little hoe ass down. I got that bitch. And this is the first time I ever seen this done. They pulls out a latex rubber glove and rips the thumb off of that motherfucker and puts it on as a condom. Yeah. And they wear this little dude ass out, one after another. They show no mercy on this little dude. That's the contest. If we gotta take it from you, we ain't showing you no mercy. We gonna stretch you out. They slaughtering little one in there. Now, my dogs tell me they done did this to about 4 different inmates since I've been gone. Now, I'm still kind of sore at this time, so I goes to my cell and lay down for a little while. And I doze off, So when I finally do wake up, I'm feeling all out of place because it's very rarely you fall asleep, in the middle of the day and you feel out of place, So I goes outside the cell and I see my dogs and them already sitting out there and I'm like, man, why y'all niggas let me fall asleep like that? They was like, man, we came up in there, you was knocked out, we knew you was in pain, so we just let you sleep. So I walks over to where they at, We sitting out there for a minute, then the bullshit start. Yeah, you old coward ass nigga, I'm about ready to get your whole ass up out of here. Bust your mood in, nigga. Now this BT's and Bug Nasty back at each other's throat. But now I'm noticing BT's ain't moved 1 inch and Bug Nasty moving towards him look like Bug Nasty ready to do it, but BT's is still standing closer by his cell and they're about 25 feet away from each other. And Bug Nasty steady making his way down to BT's. Now Bug Nasty done moved all the way up until he about 10 feet away from BT's. Now BT's is starting to inch up a little bit and now they done met up in the center almost. Boom, boom, boom. They bumping hard. Bitch, get on me. They was in the blend something serious. You see Jugger Man come run out his cell, bitch, and he knocked Bug Nasty flat on his back. And now they both stomping them, and all of a sudden you hear BT's, bitch, we ought to take your bitch ass. We gonna take your bitch ass. That's what we gonna do. Now BT's done took this shit up a whole nother notch. They done stomped this man out. And now he talking about violating this man. Now y'all gotta remember, Jugger Man don't get down like that. BT's to get down like that. So this a more first time me seeing some shit. Jugger Man immediately stopped stomping this man. He pulls BT's off this man, looks at BT's for about 2 seconds, and walked the fuck off. The shit was so funny, everybody in the till bust out laughing, and then Broomfield gonna say, his old nasty ass won't try to fuck everybody. So BT CTs and walks his little nasty ass off, and everybody just driving him as he walking off, you know what I'm saying? So nobody's even in tune with the fact that Pie, one of Queen Sugar homeboys, is over there at Dino's cell. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I remember Dino. Now, Dino grew up in Michigan, and then he moved to Louisiana. So you can see him and Pie over there talking. He's a new inmate also. They talking, you can't make out what they saying, but you know what it's about. Then all of a sudden, you see Pie all in this man, with face with all that flamboyant ass shit. Pow! Oh, y'all ain't gonna play with me. All you see is Pie screaming and hollering, trying to get the fuck away from Dino. So Cupcake comes running to Pie rescue, and all you see is Dino put his back against the wall. Yeah, Dino tongue hanging out his mouth, destroying Cupcake. What they didn't know at the time, Dino was a professional boxer in Michigan. Dino is in this prison because he's a woman beater. He beat this woman, he broke her jaw, he beat this woman up real bad, and that's why he in this prison. So Cupcake breaks out running, but Dino ain't finished. Dino runs behind Cupcake. Come here, bitch. Dino had to beat Cupcake ass all the way to the stairs. So Dino temper so bad, he turns around in mid-flight and goes up to the dude that he knew named Raymond and asked him for a weapon. Raymond been in this prison, but Raymond knew Dino and gave him a weapon. He going back to stab Cupcake ass up. So he runs back trying to get the Cupcake, and at the same time, the whole Queen team come flooding out the motherfucking cell down the stairs. And Raymond goes to him and try to grab him, but Dino ain't stopping. Dino said, I'm gonna tell you motherfuckers one time, don't play with me in this motherfucker. That go for everybody. So Dino had to lost his mind for about 20 minutes straight. And ain't a motherfucking soul say nothing when Dino say that go for everybody. Sleep late, lose weight. We go to child, we go to workforce. So, you know, I work, but I ain't working too much because I'm still hurting, you know what I'm saying, at this point. And shit already feel kind of fucked up because I can't go holler at Laco in detail. So about an hour passed by, and we see C.O. Buddy comes in the carpool, and he looks at this dude named JD. Pull your motherfucking pants up. Now this dude, JD, he must have just reached his mark when I was in the infirmary to come on workforce, because I don't know where the fuck he come from. You know, he was here when I returned, and he from another tier. You know, the only reason why I remember his name, because he can beatbox real good. And he was beatboxing in there earlier this day, and other inmates was rapping, you know? So I swear, this guy ain't really say too much, but he apparently don't know C.O. Buddy, because he like, man, you trip. He pulling his pants up. C.O. Buddy went from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. Bitch, don't you motherfucking play with me. Get your motherfucking ass up. Let's go. C.O. Buddy zip-tied him and took him to the motherfucking hole. When I tell you C.O. Buddy has no business working around nobody, period. He's not a people person. This man is bipolar like a motherfucker. So that shit happened, and everything calmed down. You know, everybody went back to work or whatever. After about another hour or so of me working, you know what I'm saying, I'm already getting exhausted real quick because I can't even breathe deep. Now, every day, it's certain medicines that I gotta take, and it's a certain time of day they do med call. So med call, I have to go to it whenever it's time on the west end of the prison. And if you in your cell, a nurse with a medical card comes to each tier and stands at the entrance of the tier. By me being at workforce, I have to go to the west end of the prison to get my medications. So I tell all my boys, I'm like, man, y'all come walk with me, man, in med call, because I'm knowing I'm still in a fragile state. And no matter how much you want to fight, the body gonna do what the body gonna do. So we walks out of carpool, and as soon as we hit the hall, we see Sergeant Larry and Reggie entering the shop. Now, I want y'all to remember this dude named Reggie, because Reggie did some other shit, and it plays a big part later on in the episodes. Remember the name Reggie. So him and Sergeant Larry walks in the shop. Now we like, man, that's Reggie, man. We don't fucking like Reggie. Reggie a shit talker. Reggie always popping off his mouth. Now, Reggie got a bunch of boys, you feel me? But we don't like Reggie. So we run up and cross down by the door listening, and by the time we get there, all we hear is, I want you to get on your knees and suck my cock. Man, what the fuck you tripping on, Sarge? What? Get on your motherfucking knees. Man, Sarge, I can't do that. What the fuck you say? Now, I give Reggie this. Sergeant Larry really had to go in on Reggie. Cause Reggie just didn't just fold like most of these boys. Hey, come here. He whooped Reggie ass all over that room. But just like always, oh yeah. Oh wee. He had to turn another boy out. Now, even though I don't like Reggie, I'd rather beat his ass. We all rather stomp his ass than to see him turn out by Sergeant Larry. So we all had to break our stride and head back to carpool because they can't walk me to med call because all us inmates ain't supposed to be on the hall at the same time. So we'll have to wait till Sergeant Larry leave so they can walk me to med call. So we back in carpool, we like, man, that's fucked up what Sergeant Larry just did, Reggie, man. That's fucked up. So another inmate come up to her. What Reggie y'all talking about? We talking about tall Reg, man. No, Reggie Palmer, huh? Yeah, man, that Reggie. Man, that's my motherfucking cousin, man. Man, this inmate in here crying, knocking shit over. He really pissed the fuck off. Now, Reggie, I actually lived in the same neighborhood as Reggie when I got out of prison. Reggie got killed in 2017, you know, but the situation is still fucked up as it stands, man. So many people came home with scars that all the psychiatric help in the world couldn't heal these scars. Now, I run into a lot of dudes on a daily basis that I did time with. And a lot of these dudes are still messed up. I just ran into this one guy named Taurus that I was locked up with. He in front the store with a fucking gin bottle in his back pocket, drunk as a fuck. He could barely even stand up and he's stumbling and falling in front the fucking store. Wrap it up! So they takes us back to the tier. Now we walking up to the tier, you can hear a lot of shit going on. But when the door pop open, it's silent. So as soon as they let us in the tier and lock the fucking door back, you can see what's going on. And what's going on is Baby Charles is into it with this other guy named Bryce. Now Bryce is a gay guy also, but he don't hang with Queen Sugar now. Bryce's cellmate is his boyfriend and they hang together. So him and Baby Charles is face to face. They loud as a motherfucker pointing fingers in each other's face and shit, and then he spits in Charles' face. Now, Baby Charles stick him. Now, Bryce is fat. He actually charged Baby Charles, grab him and throws him on the ground. He on top of Baby Charles, and he hitting Baby Charles. He just pounding the fuck out of Baby Charles. So the two boyfriends run out there, Baby Charles' boyfriend and Bryce's boyfriend, and they grab Bryce and Baby Charles' boyfriend grab him. But Baby Charles breaks her loose, kicks Bryce's ass, and knocks Bryce's ass the fuck out. Now, Baby Charles walks over to this man while he's knocked out laying on the ground and hawks in this man's fucking face. And then start dancing, popping his ass. Now, Bryce's boyfriend mad. Bitch, why you gonna do some shit like that? Fuck that bitch. I did that shit. Bitch gonna come in my motherfucking cell and put his hands on my motherfucking shit. So Bryce's boyfriend start walking up to Baby Charles, and then Baby Charles' boyfriend say, shit, nigga, you ain't about to put your hands on that. Now, Bryce's boyfriend and Baby Charles' boyfriend, they have words, but they don't get into it. Baby Charles' boyfriend end up grabbing him and is like, man, calm your stupid ass down, and takes Baby Charles back to the cell. And Bryce's boyfriend reviving him, and Bryce just sitting up, you know, just sitting up in an upright position now, just still sitting on the floor, dazed the fuck out. So we end up walking the fuck off because I need to make my call. I need to call my girl. So I tell my dudes, man, y'all come walk with me right quick to the phone and shit. So we walks to the motherfucking phone. And when we get to the phone, I just happen to glance over and Broomfield and them cell. And they got Robbie, Juban in the motherfucking cell, sucking fucking dick. Now, this some disgraceful ass shit, because you got Monroe and Broomfield laying in the bed with their head against the wall and their feet on the floor, like laying sideways in the bed, while Robbie and Juban sucking their dicks. When these guys got to this prison, They was men, all the way men. Now they in this cell like they enjoying this shit. They don't look like nobody making them do this shit. They look like they enjoying what they doing. Now here go Doc again. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers. Yep, so I'ma stop the episode here because I'ma reach my mark right about here. But I do want to say to those people when I made that post that donated to help this young lady, man, I really want to say thank y'all guys, man. Like, and I'm going to drop, my thank you down there for y'all in the comment box, man, because y'all hearts like mine, bro. If you see somebody in need, you help them, man.